I brought my agent to my show at the main room.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
I bought my dick off.
Farting in regular yoga class, fine. Farting in hot yoga is...
First of all, just want to touch on that. Not fine to fart in regular yoga class. Do you know how many shows I've done with people I didn't want to fucking see? I don't. A million?
All of my bridesmaids are wearing potato sacks. I don't give a fuck.
I wish I was worse when I drank, so I'd stop.
Boy, the dicks I've sucked for literally nothing. Here we go again. Welcome to Slobs!
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Slobs. I'm Laura Bites. We don't introduce ourselves at the beginning of this. Thanks for joining us.
Should we?
I mean, we do it in the intro, I think. It goes like, yeah, it's already been done. If you're listening,
okay.
you probably skipped the intro at this point. Don't forget to leave us reviews if you haven't already. Loving the reviews.
Yeah, we do love when you comment some weird things. There's some weird ones, and we don't hate them.
Yeah, we don't hate them. Maybe I should have pulled them up. We'll do it next episode.
And if you don't like the podcast, shove it up your butt.
Yeah,
You don't
also-
have to say anything.
Why are you here?
Why
Stop
are you
listening.
here?
This is like our 30th episode. Why are you still listening?
30th episode is 13. Ooh, unlucky, spooky.
Same
Spooky,
thing.
spooky.
Still,
Oh, it's
13 hours
14.
of us. You've been listening to us for 13 hours and you don't like us? Get fucked.
Literally,
Yeah.
take
What do
my
you-
fingers, put them in your ass. Oh, speaking
Put
of
Steph's
that,
fingers
Wait.
in your ass.
speaking of that, okay, good segue. Look at this. Jess and I are doing School of Thought. You've done it.
Yeah,
Stage of
Stage of
Powell's
Powell's program.
Yes, it's amazing. So far, I'll eat is ground turkey. I want to kill myself. Anyways, so I got hammered last week. I was like, I have one more week of fun. I got fucking blackout on stage every
Yeah.
night. So I did the show called Peacock on Thursday at Club TG in Atwater. Really cool venue, cool show. I don't know what I said. There was this little gargoyle in the corner yapping up. He was getting on my nerves. So I said something. I said something like "shut up," or I said something along the lines of "I'll put whatever I said." He DMs me and says, "Hey, it's the guy from the corner. Can't stop thinking about what you said, where you'd put your fingers in my butt and spin me around like a plate. If you're feeling kinky, reply." Are you sick in the head? First of all, I was like, I don't remember saying that at all. Second of all, and he was a tiny little guy. I probably could do it if I really wanted to, but I'm like,
Little basketball.
yeah. I'm like, you honestly thought like a spinning plate? Remember that back in the day when they spin plates? I'm like, you
That
actually
was a
sat
skill.
there thinking I was gonna fuck. Are you nuts?
Oh my
You
God.
thought that was me hitting on you?
Yeah.
You're like, shit, this is my... That's your in?
That's your in. Literally, that's your in.
That definitely
You're
sounds
in.
like something that you would say. And that reminds me of something. I had a couple friends come out to a show recently. One of them is a short man. And I heard that he was sitting just looking so offended during your short guy material. And I had to explain after. I was like, I feel like really clearly makes herself part of the butt of the joke. Like, it's not just like, fuck short guys. It's a very clear juxtaposition of like, his foot was this size. Why would you go bowling which is the only thing where you have to say your shoe size. And then you're like, I'll have a size 14, please. Or like whatever you say.
Oh my God, that is so funny. He was that offended.
He was offended. It was at
Short
the store.
guys get...
I didn't even talk to him about it. I just heard about it, that he was just like, he was there with a date and he was.
Oh, was she laughing?
Probably.
Oh man, this has made my fucking week. I love that. Fuck you. Also, I'm fucking the short guys. He probably didn't get laid tonight. I probably would have fucked him.
He did get laid.
You pig.
And he's still... It's like, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're
dude.
welcome,
Like,
you idiot.
She had a sense of humor about it, and then she fucked you because a woman made her laugh.
She loved the show.
Oh, yeah.
She loved the show.
The amount of people who get fucked after a show because they're having endorphins that have nothing to do with the person they're
Yeah,
fucking.
you're welcome.
Mind blowing.
It's literally.
They're high because of what we said.
100%.
And you're
unfunny
reading
guys can take women to shows, make them laugh all night, pay to make them laugh all night, and then you get fucked because she had a great time.
Yeah, and she
We
associates
did that.
with you.
We did that.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
you're
did that.
fucking welcome, little guy.
Yeah, what the also, how are you offended when the whole joke is I only fuck small men?
Right.
I'm currently right now fucking a guy my height.
Well, and again, you have that
smaller,
like
bit smaller,
hilarious
bit
act
smaller.
out of
Small
you fucking him up against the wall.
I've been there, done
Picking
that.
him up and fucking him up against the wall. Like, the joke is, you are such a huge part of that joke that I don't understand how you could be short and get offended by that.
It's
but I've also never
crazy.
been a short man, and I guess it's the worst thing in the world. And
there's just so many people who like everything's funny. Oh, until it's about me personally.
Yes,
And
that's
it's
exactly
like,
it.
I would love to fuck a guy smaller than me. Just pick him up with my arm strength and like fuck my pussy over.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's a guy I keep seeing around here.
actually
Little
too
guy,
little.
guy. I keep seeing around here. I'm like, I kind of want to fuck him.
Give it
I
to
just
him.
I want to pick him up and throw him around. I don't know what it is.
I've never understood like the
hyper-
short guy hate
gotta-
or like bald guy. Like I don't understand what I think that women pick out these characteristics and then use them as status symbols, and then it's like
Or just
I don't know.
arbitrary things to block yourself from maybe finding a good partner.
Really, and it
Yeah.
really is like
Yeah.
devaluing men for no fucking reason.
I'll say this about bald guys, and someone on the internet's gonna be like, "This is body shaming." Just be bald. Here's what I would rather you
No,
do.
yeah.
Stop clinging to your 3 hairs.
Yeah. The
This is-
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
The comb
or
across.
also the idea that somehow it's more socially accepted to have a toilet bowl of hair around
Yeah,
your
yeah,
head
yeah.
and then nothing.
Yeah.
That's what like that
They
looks
do.
insane.
They need to just cut it.
Just like what are you holding on to when it's you're not fooling anyone. We see
It is a funny look,
We
though.
think
If it's-
bald
if it's-
guys
so
are-
funny.
I've thought Bruce Willis was hot since I was like pathologically young to
Oh,
think
yeah.
that he was hot. Like bald guys are hot.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
100% right.
Die Hard.
People lose their hair because of high
High testosterone. Don't I know it?
And yeah, because you
Don't
got
I
a
know
bald
it?
guy.
I have a very hot bald boyfriend.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And guess what? Yeah, if just get rid of it. A lot of people are not getting plugs. A lot of guys are like going to
you know-
Mexico.
It
and getting
looks
the old-
ridiculous.
It looks crazy.
On our I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I will. On our first date, Dave, it turned me on so much. I thought it was so attractive, the confidence, because he was like, well, what else? I'm balding. And he took his hat off and he was bald. And I thought that was so hot because he just fucking owned it. He
Yeah.
wasn't trying to like hide it, you know?
Although, what you guys didn't meet on an app.
No, we
You met in
real
person.
life.
I was gonna.
He was wearing a hat. He was
Oh,
wearing
yeah,
a
yeah.
hat when I saw him the first time. But
That's
He's wearing a
anytime-
hat with a wig attached to it. And you're like, that guy looks fun.
I'm Dave, and you're like, why do you have that weird Rastafarian accent? Yeah, that's
True love.
Dirty Dave.
Yeah.
You don't know about him. Oh my god. Fuck. No, it's I've noticed like on the apps now that I'm out on the apps, when I see a hat in every picture, I think you're bald and you're lying about it.
Yo, that's exactly
The
what it is.
same way it's like
Sunglasses in every photo.
in every picture.
Lazy
What's
eye.
going on?
No, I'll tell you what it is.
Or close
wonder
together
guy.
eyes.
Oh, I had a guy. It was his eyes
together
were
eyes.
so close together. They were so small and so dry. Something was wrong. No, it was. They were. He literally was on a date. He came to the. I remember he came to the. I was at the Comedy Mix in Vancouver, and I matched.
surprising.
Came to a show. He comes to a show, takes glasses off, and I was so rude to him. I go, "Oh God, that's the guy." I go, "Your eyes look nothing like that." I was so rude. He hung out with me all night, and then his dick ended up smelling, and I had to leave his house. It was the whole thing. But anyways,
the
before
guy with crusted over eyes didn't have a clean dick.
so tiny and close. I can't do anything about that, but also show him off
Just
in the
be
photo.
honest, yeah.
You think I'm every photo I'm like this, covering my nose? Hey boys,
Can you imagine?
I'm never looking on the side. Like I know what I have here. We're showing it off.
But here's the problem, and I think I've said this before. There's such an ongoing, and it's a hacky bit at this point of they don't look anything like their photos. That I'm like, well, if I put a photo where I really look like me, you're going to think I'm even uglier than
yeah,
that.
because I'm trying to look good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you mean I didn't have my professional hair done and makeup?
Yeah.
You fuck yeah. Or you want me to show up looking like that? You got to fucking earn it.
Right.
I'm not penciling in my eyebrows
do
until I know
think-
your dick is good.
I do think it's a good idea on a profile to show the extremes of your range.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
showing
yes,
where you
yes,
look
yes.
more natural. You're maybe out on a hike having a good time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
showing where it's like, this is what I clean up too.
Yeah.
I
You need to
could
do
be a
range.
9.
Yeah. I have some I think some like a bathing suit to see that I'm not. We're wide. We're a wide gal. Speaking of eyebrows, this just reminded me. This is very funny. So I'm to the guy that I've been talking to for a bit. We're still talking to each other.
Is this the one we know about?
Is this the older gentleman or the smaller
the smaller gentleman. The smaller
All
gentleman.
right. Okay.
So
It's all relative, by the way.
It's all right. So I do draw my eyebrows out. I got them microbladed on several times. They are drawn on. Okay.
I'm so afraid of this story.
So what? Here's the problem. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, and we were fooling around. And I look down. Both my eyebrows were on his head. Like they had like, we were sweating so bad. And I started like rubbing his forehead. This has happened before. This is not the first time it's happened. I think I used to have a joke about this, but I stopped doing it. But like I looked at his forehead and I just saw 2 crooked eyebrows. I was like, ah! And I had to like wipe them off.
Wiped away like a mom being like, you've got schmutz.
Yeah, literally, you got a little schmutz in your face there. Like it's bad. And then I had to go to the bathroom. Like, oh, my eyebrow's off now. Like one eyebrow is smeared off. Like it's bad. He did not notice, thank God. But I'm like, how embarrassing if he went to the bathroom and just saw two
also
drawn
that,
on
like,
eyebrows.
Also, honestly, a man our age, if he doesn't know that we fill our eyebrows in, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You got eyebrows on your face. You want to know why? Because I gave it to you good, bitch. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I gave it to you good, but get over here and just give him 2 more.
But also that he doesn't
Yeah,
notice.
give them back.
Give him back. Hey, can you come here for a second? Gonna stamp the eyebrow.
Yeah, it's just expensive. You're just rolling him on your head, trying to glue it back on. But also, also though, that men are so blindly horny that like he doesn't notice your eyebrows are missing.
Yeah, they're off. They're smeared.
He's
Or
like,
they're
I wouldn't have seen a
smudged.
He
thing.
goes and looks in the mirror and is trying to wipe the eyebrow
Yeah.
off the mirror.
What's going on over here?
Oh, yeah. It was very
wow,
embarrassing.
that's
Very embarrassing.
yeah. I used to have a friend who she used to do stand up and now and she quit years ago, but she did a lot of makeup all the time, and she was self-aware enough to be like, yeah, drag queens, like that's her inspiration, just. But she's like, I can't sleep over at a man's house. If I wake up, his pillow looks like he smothered a clown.
Yeah.
Like she's like, literally my full face is just in the pillow. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Like, but comes with the territory.
Yeah.
You're either going to get me natural, which isn't going to be the hottest person on earth, according to, well, I mean, I'm never
You're
gonna be the hottest.
gorgeous. You're a fucking knockout. I don't know what you're talking about.
And you also have very good skin. Like, you're not wearing anything right now, are you?
I think I have on a tinted moisturizer. I might have a little bit on.
Yeah, I have a really red face, like an old fucking Legion Hall alcoholic.
Me too.
Like it's so red. So
Reminder, I'll be at the
I'm
Elks
so
Lodge
nervous.
I'm just kidding.
I have a lot
No.
of like acne scars.
So I have like every day, and when I wake up, when this younger man's sleeping over, I get up in the morning, I'm so self-conscious, I go like put cover up on before I wake up.
Makeup.
Like a bear. Especially my nose. I'm like, I can't have a big red honking fucking Rudolph in the morning.
And
It's
then do you go lay
embarrassing.
back down and pretend to wake up?
Yeah, I'm like, good morning.
full eyelashes.
Yeah.
I totally did that. I had like tinted moisturizer, and I would like sneak into the bathroom with Dave for like a very long time.
That's so funny. I want to do it once where I actually put on way more makeup than I had the night before.
Yeah, you wake up, you full
That is
lipstick.
so
There's fake eyelashes and there's like glitter and I'm like,
Did you add eyelashes?
You're wearing
Yeah.
a full gown. Oh, good morning.
oh, good morning. Just with a weird golden cup of tea.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the cup from? Willy Wonka. What are you doing right now? Bite it.
Look, I'm back on the market. I got to start mixing it up. You got to have fun out there.
What apps are you on?
Well, just submitted my application for Locks Club. If anyone can get me in.
What's that?
Locks, like LOX? Is that a
LOX.
Jewish one?
It's Raya for Jews. So
Jesus. It's the most exclusive
Yeah.
thing I've ever heard in my life.
and yet
Really is.
Jesus
I thought
is not
Raya
on
was
it.
for Jews, but here we are.
Well, is it? I can't get on, and I look Jewish.
Neither can
Fuck
I.
you, Raya.
Neither
you
can
bitch.
I.
If you're listening,
Well, why
I
are
don't
you
fuck
trying to
made
get
this
on?
app. Yeah, what the heck?
I tried to get on. I'm still waitlisted. I mean, I tried before I had a boyfriend.
Yeah. I just found out somebody I know, Jared Goldstein, comedian. He just got off the wait list 7 years. He said he just got put
Yeah.
on.
Are you fucking
he's-
kidding me?
Hot as hell.
Well, and here's what I think, and I think this because what a dumb thing to say. I think it because somebody said it. They overdid the women. They added too many women and not enough men. So I think this could be false. I think they really slowed down on letting women in or overcompensating.
7
which, by the
years.
way, a lot of men who it's like, well, if this is exclusive, what the fuck is this guy doing here?
I don't know how you guys feel. If someone makes me knock on a door for 7 years, by the time they answer it, all I'm going to say is go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
main
yeah.
profile
I don't
picture
want to
then
be in the
becomes
fucking club
No,
anymore.
no,
Fuck
you're
no, I'm
gaping
pissed.
asshole.
No, I'm literally pissed.
But it should be.
It's
And
also
we know comics who are on it who are bad.
and not comics. By the way, I just want to say this. For the amount of people on dating apps that call themselves comedians, do not ever get medical advice from someone calling themselves a doctor because I think people are just blindly
Makes
making
me
shit
so
up.
Yeah.
mad
Yeah.
at
And-
this point.
Here's the other thing though. Even though I'm on it and it's kind of like, I'm kind of on it to like, I want to see who else is on it.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the amount of men who are objectively in their 50s being like, I'm 35, mind blowing.
Every second man is a
Do you
liar.
know what they say if you ask them about it? They're just like, well, I like dating younger women, but they don't set their age range as old as I
'cause
am.
they don't
so
wanna
I have
date
to lie
you.
about my age. Yeah, because they don't want to fucking date you.
They don't want an old penis that's tucking in and not going straight,
Yeah.
you idiot.
They
What are
don't
you talking
want
about?
a man who can't have a kid, honestly.
Yeah.
I will say my age is 4 years younger, and that's because at some point I changed my Facebook age that no one can even see, by the way. I don't know what the fuck that was. I was like,
why would you
I mean,
do
why
that?
would a woman living in Hollywood think like she needs to pretend to be younger? I don't know. And now I think it's stupid, but it won't let me fucking change it. So in my profile, I'm just like, look, I'm 34, not 31.
That's
but also
not a big
that
gap. That's not a gap.
Like if you're like, well, if you're not 31, I'm out. It's like,
No, that's
I'm
not a
not
big
pretending
gap.
to be 17.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if I'd be interested in the guy who felt like he needed to meet someone on an exclusive app anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you think, you're better than people? But then I'm
Well,
also on
he
the app.
might have more apps than just that.
That's
know?
true. I do. I finally made a Hinge because I put that one off because that's where I met
I
my
met
last
some nice
boyfriend.
guys on Hinge. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of success stories.
Yeah.
I thought I had a success story, to be honest. Hinge?
You did.
You did. But then he decided to be a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, and now
so
it's
that's what happened.
it should be unhinged because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But the guy you met was a nice guy.
Yeah,
Hinge,
yeah.
that's not Hinge's
No,
fault.
Hinge, I've heard a lot of good Hinge stuff. The smaller guy I'm talking
Smaller
to.
guy.
Hinge. I need to announce this because it's a very big deal for me. This is the longest I've ever been off the apps. I have been off for over a fucking month.
Awesome.
And
It's
that's crazy. That sounds sick that it's been that long, but I'm like, and I know what's his name, the guy I'm talking to. I'm sure he's still on the app stuff because we're not like official or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a you need to be on
time
it.
suck, it's
a time suck,
unhealthy.
but it's like I'm like, what am I doing? Like I don't like I have so
Yeah.
much to fucking do right now.
But-
I'm like staring at it like it's stupid.
I feel like I kind of have to. I need to get back
You
out
need
there
to.
and
You
like,
have to. You have no choice.
just fucking or do it's like part of me wants to be like fuck men, but then I'm horny and also
No, you go.
Don't
Just,
have to do anything you don't want to do.
but it's nice to look.
I also think it's
I
found it helpful when I was on the apps to delete them from time to time, just to look around, see that there are nice people in the world.
Yeah.
Because I think that if you get too into it and you spend too much time on them, it can feel like those are the only single men, and that's not
Yeah.
true. Like there are single men who are not on the apps,
but where?
and there's
Where-
just something very unnatural that doesn't feel good about swiping through a Rolodex of just information.
No.
you know?
Yeah, especially because and like I feel like maybe it's easier for men. I don't know if I like you just based on your photos. And a
You
couple things
really
say.
don't.
Although you know what I've decided is that like I'm just swiping away. That's left, right? Is like not into you. If I don't think that you're immediately hot, I'm not like, well, let's see what's going on. I used to be like, well, let's read their profile because I feel like sapiosexual in a way that like, oh, if we got along,
Yeah.
I would see you as more attractive. But I'm like, that's not what this is for. I will meet that person out in the wild.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna fucking shoot for the
Yeah,
stars.
these
here.
apps are made just for you to be like your immediate fucking reaction to someone's face.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Which
it's
is
a sickness.
disgusting.
No, it's gross.
And it's also, I wonder now if like men are completely destroyed. Like if men who haven't already found love, how hard it is to find someone without, because they know there's that like immediacy out there.
yeah.
Well, and on apps like the guys I've met and dated, I haven't had the experience of being like, oh, his pictures look okay, but he's hot in real life. I've had the experience of being like, this guy is impossibly hot, and then meeting him and being like, oh, he's cute, and then dating him.
Yeah, like you were
Yeah.
never like, I can't be around
So I
here,
think
too.
it's fair to expect the person to be less attractive than their
Yeah.
5 best
Yeah, yeah,
pictures
yeah.
or
'Cause
whatever.
That's
And that's
always-
not an insult to anybody. It's just you choose pictures where you look good.
Yeah,
Anytime like I swipe right on a guy who I thought was super hot, they'd match me and then immediately unmatch me. So I'm like, well, you know what? We're shooting down.
Have you ever had comics do that? I've had comics do that to me where we both swiped right and then I saw their picture go away. And I was like,
fuck you.
Yeah,
you,
you
dude.
swiped, motherfucker.
also, I'm too good for you.
Yeah.
Fuck
fucking
you.
asshole.
Fuck you, big time. I also had one time had a guy I matched with, very hot photos, not unmatch with me, message me and go, sorry, I didn't mean to swipe on you.
Oh my God,
I've had that. I've had that so many times.
But also then I'm like, are
It's-
you trying to like get me to be pissed and this is some sick fucking
Yeah,
thing you're
it
into?
is. It is.
Why would you?
Because it's such. I've had that more times than I can explain. Like it's crazy, and that's so fucking common.
Yeah, it's oh God, I'm so devastated that you.
Yeah,
Do you know how
who
many
are
fucking
you?
matches women are getting, by the way? Because men just sit there and go,
Oh yeah.
Much anyone.
yeah. It's like, oh, you think, oh, the one that got away, I'm devastated, dude. Fuck you. And in the
fuck you.
surfboard you came in on your stupid profile
A
picture.
lot of surfboards.
Like, yeah.
Speaking
And the
of
surfboard you surfed in.
men that we hate right now, we just found out. So our last episode, you listened to it. We were talking about
How Steph could easily be the penguin
from Dan.
in the remake or
Yeah.
team up with Danny DeVito.
We found out
didn't
Colin
know
Farrell is being the new Penguin.
Oh,
How-
good. They
why?
picked a hot guy.
It's not a hot character. Also, I'm so fucking sick of them being
They'll
like,
be fucking short and stout. It's the penguin.
It's a fucking
insane.
penguin.
I think a penguin
It's a penguin.
is. Pick someone who looks like a penguin.
Like
I'll go out onto the street and find you 10 guys who look like penguins on Sunset right now.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's a million actors are short and
I could
wide. What are
show
you talking about?
Half my matches on these dating apps would be, and it's like I'm just so fucking sick of Hollywood being like, oh, let me stretch this hot person's range by letting them play an ugly person. Let's put.
Fuck you.
Who'd they cast, by the way? I don't even know the actress. They're remaking Matilda, and they put some actress in a fat suit to play Trunchbull.
Are you joking?
Fuck you.
Are you kidding me?
Fat
Cast a
suits.
fat
We're
person.
done with fat suits. Fat
We're
people. We have fat people are what's in now.
Trunchbull was the iconic in that role.
Yeah.
She was exactly what you're supposed to
man.
fucking look like and be, and that's her fucking body. That is so fucking
and also,
sick.
here's the worst part: is I found out about this story because I saw someone tweeting about it, but not because they cast a skinny woman to wear a fat suit, because they were like, "Oh, why? Because she's intimidating. Does she have to be fat? Why can't she be?" And it's like, fuck you, let her be fat.
Let her be fat.
She's literally described
people
as
are
like
just fat.
very
yes.
large, very scary, and it's
That's
like
that's what she is.
It's a fat character. Let her
like-
be fat.
because she was written
No
like
one has
that.
any problem with anyone being thin, by the way. No one is ever like, well, why does she have to be thin?
That's
That
so
kind of
fucked.
like, that only comes in when it's like fat people.
Yeah, and they're like, it's just
Oh, so because she's me. Although there are a lot of really offensive fat characters. Medusa, when was the last time you watched The Little Mermaid? That's
Ursula.
fucking
Ursula,
offensive.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
Medusa
They
wasn't
use
fat.
they do use fat to be like bad. This
Yeah, but
person is
also,
all around
I
bad.
would argue, though, they use extremes because you look at other
Yes.
like witches, like Maleficent is like
That's
this
true.
crazy skinny with cheekbones, and it's just like this like
That's a good
tall,
point.
skinny. And I think it's just to create like a caricature of a person.
It's also the idea of putting on like a fat suit or prosthetics and stuff is so crazy when there's so many other fucking talented actors. I have an example. The troll role that I didn't get when I booked the troll commercial. I saw the girl who got it. They had to put serious nose prosthetics on her. Hello, you wouldn't have had to do shit.
You also
Walk
would
in the
have
park.
saved money.
Barely makeup, put on a hat, put on a cloak. There we go. Are you crazy?
You should find her
absurd.
and start tweeting to cancel her.
I was so mad. I'm like, why would you fucking do this? I hate that shit.
Yeah.
That's so,
fuck
we
that.
live in hell. This is
No,
the
it's the
city
worst.
shit.
Yeah, that's a whole level of stuff that I am not enjoying in this business is watching the people who got the role that I did a self-tape for.
Oh yeah.
Just like, fuck me.
It's like, why did I ever even try?
Oh, it's the exact performance I gave, but from a way thinner, younger woman.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Anything I don't book, I see the commercial and I go, oh, she doesn't have a double chin. Oh, okay. All right.
The
There we
only
go.
observable difference
Yeah.
is her weight and age.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Literally. Talent, same. Like it's I hope we're getting better. It seems I thought we were, but
I
it
think
seems
we
like
are, but it's like maybe there's just so far to go. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to keep bitching about this, but we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we're still fucking complaining about it. But then, okay, here's where I get tripped up. Obviously, especially commercials, I feel like it's going to be like, you're going to run into shit like that. And we were seeing it in like movies with Colin Farrell and this, whoever they
Colin Farrell. If you're listening to this, you idiot.
Yeah.
You jerk.
Also, if you're
Well,
listening to this,
Colin
could you
Farrell's
tweet
listening
about
to
it?
this. Thank you for listening, first of all.
We,
Also, fuck you.
Yeah.
He just took an audition the same way as anyone else does. It's not his fault. It's casting's
true.
fault.
That's
well,
true. It
that's
is
also
casting's
when
fault.
people go after, like, trying to cancel the actor. Like, Scarlett Johansson constantly is in roles where they're like, fuck you. But it's like, what?
She got cast.
Yeah, she got cast.
She did
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
audition. She
That's
got
true.
cast.
And then there are moments where I do have the thought of like, well, it's acting. So and I think the line should definitely be drawn at like, if it's a fat character, cast a fat person. You couldn't find one talented fat person? Did you look?
Mm-hmm.
But when people go, oh, the character's gay and that's a straight actor, I do have the thought of like, but it's
They're acting. Right.
and like, it's like no one's trying to cancel Neil Patrick Harris for his character on How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
who was like a straight playboy. And so
I
it is
think
this
there just
weird,
have been so many gay actors for so long playing straight roles that now that there are
Gay roles.
some
Yeah,
gay
yeah.
roles, it's
You're
like
like,
you're
give it
really
to
putting
the-
a straight guy in that
exactly.
to do an impression of a gay person
Yeah.
that he learned from this gay actor who got fucking overlooked for this role that he would have
That's so
smoked,
true.
Yeah.
you know?
And I feel like that's the
I think
biggest
it's the
one
kind
that
of
it's
thing
like,
where it's like technically they're not doing anything wrong and that's why they're getting away with it. Honestly, all these casting directors do is find the biggest face, the biggest name to slap on their product so that it sells tickets so that everyone makes the most money that they can make. And that's
Yeah.
what they do.
no
Yeah,
one's taking a
that's-
gamble on like talent. They're
Casting
like,
directors are just as fat and ugly as anybody else.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
they're-
anytime
know?
I read for a pilot out here, I'm like, this is going to celebrity. And then I see the show, I'm like, oh yeah, that's I
Oh,
do-
yeah.
you know,
Every time.
No one knows why
But
I
I'm
am.
like-
Yeah, it's not me.
Unless it's like the funny friend and then the role is like the most degrading script you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't
a
know.
whale walks in with her leg just dragging behind.
I'll never
You're like,
forget
"Can
the fucking donut audition. Fuck you, you skinny bitch, eating a box of donuts off my lap while driving. Like, is that
Crazy.
what?
That's
Is this what
crazy.
people write? That's the crazy thing too. Is like we're the ones who write this stuff. I'm like, who is writing this shit? Have you never been around a fat person before?
Yeah,
They're just regular
Yeah.
people.
yeah.
Just enjoying
Not
a
always
donut.
fucking having donuts fall off them. You know how fucking we would have been the popular ones in
Yeah,
high school
yeah.
if we had
Donuts.
raining donuts.
Yeah, it's also like the way that women are shamed for their bodies. You think a fat person is eating the donuts while they're driving in public? No.
No.
They're doing it alone at home crying.
They're hitting 5 different donut places, stocking up. I mean, I have driven
Oh, yeah, when
while
you're
eating
sad.
pizza out of the box
Oh,
in the
yeah.
seat next to me.
Oh.
But not with someone in the passenger. Actually, no,
and I'm
I've done that
certainly
too.
not leaning out the window with it in my hand and being like, fuck you. Like, no, I'm in my car going, why couldn't
Honestly,
I resist?
the more we talk about this, the more I'm like, no, I have actually done all of these things. But I did them
But how dare you write
to
that
try
into
to
a
be
script?
funny because I was being such a caricature of a
Yeah.
fat person.
It's just.
We got to stop talking about donuts because, you know,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we're-
Don't
starving.
they just sound great? Oh,
I'm
wouldn't one just
starved
melt in
right
your
now.
fucking mouth? We got to go get lunch after
we
this.
got to get lunch after
We
this.
got to go get a macro-friendly lunch. This,
I've already tracked my lunch I'm going to be enjoying today.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I meant to because we were planning
also-
this before we were going to go to Sweet Greens.
We're
and
going
I,
to.
And I had,
But don't ever say the name again because I really hate how much they charge for their proteins.
Yeah, fuck you. And that's all I'm getting. God damn it. Yeah, no, I had my original macros planned. Then today was the day my boyfriend was moving out. And I was like, I'll just go for a walk with the dog. And then went to an outdoor restaurant with my dog and shoveled a sandwich in my face. But then I got the ingredients and I put it all in there. And
I have a real hard time believing that because you and I are on the same macros, right? 25, 35, 40.
yeah.
I have a hard time believing that you can't find room for a little bit of lettuce in there, some vegetables, maybe a little bit of dressing. They have great dressings there.
Dress.
None of them have added sugar.
really?
At the secret place, yeah.
At the secret place that we will not mention again.
We won't
I'm-
mention because I don't care for how much they charge for sweet potatoes, which I will be getting today.
Oh my God,
my
sweet potatoes.
God,
I
sweet
think I wore
potatoes.
out my carbs. Yeah, I got 9 carbs. It was a massive sandwich. I've got 9 carbs left. I could have a bite of your sweet potatoes and 57 protein. I'm getting a plate
can't
of
you
chicken.
add more to
my
your snacks
God.
or something? I always just keep adding until then
I
it evens
also
it out again.
and here's
Do you want to
why
see what I got going on for today?
here's why you probably
Although
can't
I've got
believe
like
it.
2,000 calories going in here.
Oh,
You
I
guys
have
are wild.
I literally have half of your calories.
Oh yeah, I have 1945 calories in.
Oh my God.
Oh, because you're doing maintenance calories.
Yeah.
We're doing weight loss calories, and I'm not a real size human. So everyone in my group's like, oh God, how am I gonna get 1,500 or 1,600 calories? That's a
Yeah.
lot to eat. And I'm like, well, I'm out of my 1,100 calories.
Yeah, my maintenance are like 1569.
I think that's what I'm at right now.
I mean,
for
no,
my list. Oh.
my weight loss is 1569. My maintenance is like, I don't know. I haven't even really asked Stacia about it. I'm just focusing on the macros right now, and then on
And not the
having
number
it
of calories,
being
more
in
the
like a
percentage.
slight caloric deficit, I guess. But also, I don't.
It's also you would adjust if you started gaining weight if you were worried about it if you
Right.
wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm just now going on the macros, and I'll tell you what, I feel more satisfied on these macros than I ever have in my life, and it's because with PCOS comes insulin resistance.
Yeah.
which I've been reading about and I did not understand before. Having a diet that is lower in carbs and higher in fat and protein, I have never felt so satisfied
Oh, wow.
in my life, and
Yeah.
it makes me I feel really grateful. I also feel incredibly fucking furious that I wasn't diagnosed with PCOS when I obviously had it in middle school. And that I've been going to gynecologist after gynecologist saying, hey, this doesn't feel normal. I feel horrible. I was like missing school, missing work, like horrible pain, all of these obvious symptoms. And I had to call my doctor and be like, I want my hormone levels tested. It took a person who is transitioning from male to female to say everyone should have their hormone levels tested. So I finally did and found that like no doctor helped me with this.
No, and it's so often, and I think it happens for sure disproportionately to women. It's just like a doctor thinks we're being fucking babies,
right?
Or like also the fact that someone could be like, this is just a normal amount of pain when it's like, do you understand the pain threshold that women have?
Even once I was diagnosed with this, which was all because of my own work that I did.
That you probably had to be very aggressive.
I couldn't get the gynecologist. No doctor has ever mentioned insulin resistance to me, which is a huge part of PCOS.
I didn't know that till this moment.
Yeah.
I've done all of my own research on it. Do you know what it is?
No.
Insulin resistance.
Educate us.
It is where your body is resistant to insulin. So when you eat sugars, your body releases insulin to bring your blood sugar levels back down. If you're resistant to insulin, your body keeps gushing out insulin to bring your blood sugars back down. Insulin makes you hungry. It makes you gain weight. So PCOS is linked to being overweight and obese.
Can I ask you, is that if you eat sugar or just all the time?
It's in response to like having elevated blood sugar.
Okay.
So eating more foods that are lower in carbs and have more fat and protein doesn't spike your blood sugar in the same way that eating
carbs or sugar.
Yeah. I mean, mostly like simple carbs.
So it's like your body just keeps pooping out insulin.
Yeah.
Wow.
And insulin makes you hungry. And so I was reading symptoms of insulin resistance. One of them is feeling hungry right after a meal. And I've always felt that. And I thought like, oh, I'm a compulsive eater. Like I have a problem. I always felt that. I thought it was like psychological. I thought there was something wrong with me. I've never understood it until finally reading about that. And I'm like, oh, I totally have that. And now that I'm not eating as much of foods that would spike my blood sugar is not getting spiked, so I'm not gushing out this insulin, and I finally
feel full.
Like
satisfied.
I'm not starving right now. I ate breakfast. I ate some eggs and a rice cake and a piece of cheese for some fat, and I am not starving.
You might have just changed
I hope I changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
The amount of times...
Look into this.
Seriously.
And don't let your doctors fucking tell you that something's normal when it's not.
It's also like, especially if you have insurance, fuck you, give me the test.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone should have access to these.
Your insurance might not cover these tests. I was told these tests might have been $550, and I was like, well, I guess I'm worth $550.
Yeah, seriously.
And I haven't heard a word, so I guess my insurance covered them, or I owe someone $550. Yeah. Either way, I'm worth $550. Yeah.
My God, I remember a few episodes ago.
It just makes me so mad because my gynecologist knows that I have PCOS. I just put in like the legwork, which was a day of phone calls to different doctors' offices and my insurance company to find a new gynecologist. And so my next step is to go back to my primary care doctor and be referred to a gynecologist who I now have like the name picked out in the hopes that this is a person who can pretend to give a shit about a disease that affects women's fertility and body weight. It affects so many things.
It's just fucking mind blowing. I don't even have anything to. I'm just the lack of. Also, I feel like Western medicine and the way doctors are taught, they like leave out so many things. Especially
she left out so much shit.
By the way, anything like any doctor that is just a regular, like went to an American medical school, Western medicine taught. I think they don't teach them a fucking thing about diet because they are like, well, no, you're supposed to get out there and prescribe pills. And like, you want me to get diabetes so I can fucking die trying to get like
Well-
whatever that shit's called. Insulin? Is it insulin?
And you know what's crazy is they just fucking eye people up. And I think that since I went in and was not overweight, I think if I went in obese, they'd be like, oh, you have insulin resistance, this, that, and the other. They would probably misattribute a bunch of medical problems to my weight.
Obesity,
I think because I went in at a healthy weight, she was like, oh, I don't need to talk to her about insulin resistance. Yes, you do, because you have no idea how fucking hard it was for me to get to a healthy weight and how fucking miserable I've been and that I've been hungry the whole time. I've been wanting to eat more food than I've been eating for my entire life, including for the last 2 years when I've been on this meal plan that was given to me by a nutritionist. I've like been talking about this. I'm like, I eat a meal and I want another meal. And now I finally don't. I'm just like, God, how many other people are fucking living like
seriously,
Yeah. Also, how do you get through that much medical school and not know? You probably can't tell by looking at someone. That's not a good either way. Like you can't go like
Ask me.
Yeah. And also
Ask me a question.
believe your fucking patients when they say they're having problems.
Yes. I think a lot of times, I don't know if it's laziness or whatever the fuck it is when you go into these places. When I was in grade 8, I had this crazy pain in my stomach, and my friend at school had an ovarian cyst rupture. And I'm like, she explained the pain to me. I'm like, oh my God, I fucking have that. I go to the doctors. They're like, I remember I was a female doctor. She fucking shoves her fingers inside me. Biggest fingers I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, oh, I just lost my virginity to this disgusting, gross hand doctor. Shoves her fingers inside me. She's like, no, appendicitis. And I go, I don't think so. And I explained again. I go, my friend has it. She goes, I'm the doctor here. It's appendicitis.
The fucking complex of doctors.
Complex. Sends me to the hospital. I'm hooked up to an IV. My grandma stayed the night with me. I'm supposed to get my fucking appendix taken out the next morning. The woman doctor, I guess she's like Mrs. Woods, I still remember her name. She came in. I'm like, look, I know I'm in grade 8 and no one wants to listen to me. I'm like, please, can you please just check before you fucking rip me open and see if it's is my appendix or is my ovaries? She's like, you know what? Okay, sure. Because I was like freaking the fuck out.
We'll prove that you're wrong.
No, she literally put the thing on me, did the fucking when you do the ultrasound. She goes, you're right. You have an ovarian cyst the size of a grapefruit. And I'm like, you were gonna slice me open
and take out the wrong thing
for no reason. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And it wasn't fucking her fault. But and Dr. Andrews, you fucking bitch, the same person who fingered me gave me the wrong thing. She gave my grandma the wrong medication. Years ago, my grandmother fainted, took it at the St. George subway station downtown Toronto during rush hour, fell face first on the subway tracks.
Oh my God.
A man had to pick her up off the fucking subway and like a dead weight. Nobody helped him. One man helped him. Oh yeah.
Fuck
this young
everybody.
Guy. This is Canada too. Let's remember this is Toronto.
The nicest place on earth.
Nicest on earth. Picked her up, put her back on the fucking thing. My grandma had a fucked up nose, had a huge scar on her face. My grandma lived. Thank God she like just missed like the one that was like electrical. She's just like right on the wrong one. Can you imagine my grandma? Picture an old woman, a very funny image. Just an old woman just passing out flat on a subway track. Like, it's a far fall too.
That's a big.
I can't believe she lived.
Lived for years after striving. Oh yeah, strong
just
woman.
out of spite.
Is this woman still a doctor? How have you not sued her for malpractice?
She should be sued. She's like the worst doctor in the world. Also, I remember like her. I don't even think she was wearing a glove. I swear to God, when she put her fingers inside me, she was disgusting.
I swear to God, the same thing happened to me the first time I ever went to a gynecologist. I swear to God, she did not put on gloves. She loosely goosed her fucking hand, and no one believes me. No one has ever believed me. I'm like, I know what gloves look like. I know what looks like
what a glove feels like.
I watched it.
Mm-hmm. I saw it with my own eyes. I remember my very first gynecologist had one of those. She was an older woman, and she had one of those sweaters that was like arts and crafts covered in little like glued on balls. And I'm like, are one of those guys like a sequin's gonna fall into my pussy? It's like not in a doctor's coat. It's like a little cat chasing yarn. And I was like, are we sure this isn't just a deranged woman going around being like, well, let's see if it's like my pussy, you know? It was the weirdest thing.
There's a doctor at Western and Santa Monica that I would go to. Is $50 to go in. This is before I had healthcare. I swear to God, is this a doctor? The guy's wearing an overcoat, a fedora, and a fistful of rings. I'm like, he has a ring on every finger. I swear my fucking whole life. No, a doctor. And I go in and he goes, so I pop my eardrum.
Like you just described Ron Jeremy.
No, ew.
Does he have a ponytail? I think we know he does.
Ew, Ron Jeremy is in prison getting molested. No, nobody wants to touch him. He's disgusting.
Is he in prison?
He's in prison. He's fucking molested a bunch of people. He's disgusting. Ron Jeremy's the most repulsive human being in the entire fucking world. I'm not getting this whole story, but he twisted two of my friends' nipples at Bonnaroo one year. He's fucking gross. No, he's.
Wait. Two of your friends' nipples?
Two of my friends. We were on MDMA at fucking 6 in the morning, and I'm like, is that Ron Jeremy, that absolute troll sitting on a fucking bench at fucking 6 a.m.? We're high on M. He's just like, ugh. He fucking hobbles over with his fucking crooked ass fucking bow-legged feet, disgusting pig of a man, and twists both their nipples. And I was like, so high on M. I'm like, I thought I was tripping. I'm like, am I seeing this right now? He got fucking charged with this. Also, my friend saw him at Money Mart a couple of years ago trying to cash a check. You sick pig. You fucking loser. I hate him so much. I'm repulsed by him. If anybody ever shows me his penis, I will take you to court. I will never see it. I will. That's it. You will be sued for malpractice. If you show me Ron Jeremy's penis, I swear to fucking God. You want that should be played the penguin. He should have played the penguin when he died. When he died at the end when he was going down the river. That's Ron Jeremy. He played the stunt double of a dead penguin.
How did they not make a fucking parody of that?
God.
Also, I gotta tell you, it took me way too long in that story to realize you meant two different friends instead of two of your friends' nipples. And I was like, how many nipples does your friend have?
No. No, two friends. One nipple he couldn't find because I guess my friend's nipple was really small and weird. The other one he found immediately. Yeah, we were all like, even the ones that got twisted were like, what? Like we were all fucked. It was surreal.
That is
surreal.
Too much when you're sober. That
let alone on MDMA.
Take a trip to a place I never want to be.
No, it was bad. My one friend Alice, I remember she saw him coming up. She went, no, and she beelined. I'm not going near this man. And me and Julia Lackwitz, and the comedian, he kissed both of us on the cheek, and she went, stop. We took hand sanitizer before people were carrying it around and wiped our faces in front of him. We were like, you're gross. Like we were so disgusting. He's disgusting.
That's fucking. I'm glad he's in prison
for this. Yeah, he's in prison getting molested. How did we? I don't know
how do we get this? Because your doctor with
my
the
rings. Oh yeah, so Mr. Ringman, but he was good for a bit there. He was.
Did he give you good advice, or was he just?
He did until I popped my eardrum, and then I went back in. He goes, "Oh, you got to come back in. We got to suck that blood out." And I was like, "I don't think that's real." And then I emailed my doctor in Canada, and I was like, "Hey, is this real?" And he's like, "No, absolutely don't get the blood sucked out. That is the worst thing you can do for your ruptured eardrum. Like leave that be, and just it naturally come out."
Did I ever tell you guys about
suck that blood out with his mouth?
Dave had to suck my ear.
Had to suck your ear. Would you get stung by a jellyfish in the ear?
I could not get this water out of my ear.
How did you not talk about this on my podcast? You psychopath.
I didn't think of it. I've had body problems.
He went in there
with a straw?
It was not gentle. We went in with every different thing. We literally cleared the shelf at Walgreens of every. Yes, of course.
Yeah, she didn't go right to the mouth sucking.
I don't know.
The last thing we did, our last resort was, I was like, the suction just isn't great enough with this. This man sucked the clog out of my ear, and it was the only thing that would do it. My next step was to go to urgent care. And Dave stepped up.
You're moving into a studio apartment with this man. What are you talking about?
I want to marry him.
You have to marry him now.
He's the best.
Are you insane?
I just want to say I'm both mesmerized and disgusted.
If you ever complain about him ever, I will literally pull my ear out and go, remember this? That's crazy.
I need you to do that.
I couldn't even get my last boyfriend to suck the cum out of my pussy. So he's getting dirty water. Suck the cum out of my pussy. Like, just in there waiting for you. Get in there. That's how it works, guys, in case you don't know.
I hate that. That is... that's wild. That's I've never heard something like that. That's love. That is true love.
You don't.
So wait, I gotta know a bit more about this. So when he sucked it, like, did it go into his mouth or?
He said he felt it. Yeah, it was in there.
Dave, I'm gonna give Dave a medal of honor.
I feel like we should all suck Dave's dick.
I think I might have to for you. If there's a night you don't feel like it, look, I'll put a paper bag on my head. He doesn't know who
we
it is.
can get like a straw where the straw attaches the dick and we suck with the straw.
Yeah.
So it's not technically dick sucking.
He watched your Netflix thing and he loved it, and he did an impression of you. We were talking. I thanked him for picking me up at LAX, and I have no idea how this. I was like, I was so tired. It was like very early in the morning, and I was like, what if I like offered my friends rides as you? And because he was like, I would only do this for you, and I was like, yeah, what if I like told my friends you'd pick him up? He was like, I would pick Steph up. She'd be like, oh, thanks for the ride or something. I don't know. I ruined it. Cut that part out.
No,
but it was
that's
really funny.
That's very sweet that he said that. but I will suck his
No
dick.
ride for me, Dave?
He didn't have an impression of you.
Well, I'm
It's the
taking the
impression.
straw dick sucking offer back, revoked.
Well, that wouldn't have felt good to anybody anyway.
Well,
No,
you don't know.
it would not have.
You ever put your dick in
straw?
a? No, but what I'm thinking is like a device where on the like a. It feels
Suction isn't the point
Yeah,
of a
no, no,
blowjob.
no.
You know that, right?
what?
You don't suck the cum out of the dick. You suck the cum out with a straw.
Not with
Wait.
No, you don't. You suck out, but from the outside. It's suction is the point of a.
I mean,
blowjob.
there is suction, but
I know you're not going.
you're
by
just-
the way,
Suck it out with a straw.
okay, wait. Let me.
I don't think we're picturing the same thing.
No,
I don't
we are
know.
not.
No.
I was picturing like a Dr. Seuss level, like bamboozle giant thing where at the end it's like a. What are those fake pussies
How
called?
could I have known that?
flashlight?
Yeah,
How
flashlight.
could
yeah.
I have known
flashlight?
that was what you were
Yeah,
picturing?
this is very
Well,
insane.
I don't know, but frankly, that you thought I meant getting in there with a straw and going.
That's what you said.
You did also do that exact imitation.
You
though.
did that
Yeah, you did.
exact
In my
imitation,
mind,
and
it's a
you
small
said straw.
device
Yeah, you
that
did.
attaches
You said
to
I'll
a
go in
larger
there with a
device.
straw,
That's
and then
exactly
you
what you
did
said.
that same act out, and then you said
It was a large
the
straw.
fact that you thought I meant the thing that I just
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I clearly meant a jumbo straw that had a fleshlight attached to the end
Does
of it.
David in cursive?
There's the David straws.
David.
Well, guys, we've
Well, that takes us about up to it.
that's it. It takes us up to it. And what do you have coming up?
This will be in 3 weeks, mid-July, late July, probably after your Boston shows.
Oh, well, then nothing. Nothing for you. I'm going to Dublin.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
That's
there might be
that's
someone in
huge.
Dublin listening.
Well,
Yeah.
if we have any Irish listeners, this is your week.
Yeah. Come see
The
Laura.
Dublin Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you?
If this is coming out later, if you're in Toronto, I will be opening up for Bill Burr on August 23rd, 24th. I'm very excited. I'm going to start pumping it now. I haven't advertised it yet, but I'm very excited at the biggest arena in Canada.
Holy shit.
I'm very excited. And then the day after, I'm going to try to take any fans that like me and do a doubleheader at the Comedy Bar August 25th. If you're in Toronto, please come to that. Two
fuck
shows
yeah.
straight. By the second show, I'll be a dripping ham. So I don't know what to tell you. I'll be absolutely soaked.
Oh my God. But you're going to be in such good shape. It's not going to fucking.
It better be.
Yeah.
You're not there to see your dryness.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to change clothes. There'll be two outfits.
Nobody wants a non-sweaty Steph by the
Although
end of
I
an
do
hour.
think that the idea of a soaking wet person in a dry shirt is weirder than just wearing your wet
That's-
clothes.
Yeah.
You're just
that's-
in a like a
Wait for
wetsuit.
your-
I'll bring a towel. It'll be a whole thing.
That'll be great. And then
What do you have?
at the end of August, I will be in Honolulu at
Oh.
the Comedy Pit.
Ooh,
So-
how did I
International.
book that?
Hello.
Look at this,
I will let you
Dublin,
know
Honolulu.
as soon as I don't
Well,
bomb.
Hawaii's in the
after I
US,
do it.
but
I
yeah,
forgot.
barely.
I'm stupid.
Not in the contiguous ones.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's an escape a little bit. So yeah, come see me there, and let's I don't know,
Like, subscribe, comment,
Rate.
leave
rate.
a review, follow on
Please.
Instagram.
Yeah, follow us all individually on Instagram too for crying in the mud.
Yeah, it's at Laura Bites, at Steph Tolov, at JMS Comedy, and at Slobs Pod.
Thank you so much for listening.
Godspeed. Don't suck cum out of us through a small straw.
Come dust and fuck off. Or what,
Yeah, is
what's
that
our
our-
new
Blow
tagline?
cum and suck through a straw.
Blow dust and fuck off.
Yeah,
I think is
yeah.
ours.
Yes.
All right, get
Good.
a vasectomy. Thanks, bye. None of you are men. Follow the podcast at Slobs Pod. Follow me at Laura Bites.
Follow me at Steph Tolev.
Follow me everywhere on the internet at JMS Comedy.